Hey everybody, this is Alabama Deep Jim, and I'm back with you with some pretty god-awful watches. That's all I can say about it right now at this point. I don't know what else to say, except for Lord have mercy on me. So, we went on to eBay, and I went ahead and bought myself a lot of watches here. And by a lot, I mean a whole bag of them. And I've got some pretty shit watches here. I've got ones like this. And, oh, goodness gracious, more like this. And, oh, heaven forbid, see, we've got this beautiful masterpiece here. Oh my God, look how terrible that is. So, oh, we've got all these watches, and yeah, what are we going to be doing with them? What can we do with them? Exactly, right? We don't know what we can do with all these watches that we have here. They are just in horrible, horrible condition. And, I'm going to have a little bit of fun. Okay? We're going to have a little bit of fun with this. We've got two different models. We've got this particular model here, which I'm not even sure what the hell it is. Okay, now this particular one, it's probably complete and total toast. This one right here, this is going to be the one I want to look at. I have never before seen this particular type of watch. I know it's not from the U.S. though. I know that much. All these watches seem to come from the Middle East. And look on the back of this. Waterproof, anti-magnetic. It's got an S on it. Standard. I don't even know what type of watch this is. But we're going to go ahead and we're going to get busy on this. We want to be able to take a look inside of this watch. We want to be able to see what we can do with it. And so, let's go ahead. I'm not wearing my glasses at all. Of course, I guess it doesn't really matter. This particular watch is completely screwed anyway. Look at that. That's actually not a bad looking movement. And I see what the problem is on this watch. I can already see what the problem is on this watch. And that is the clutch is missing. Okay, so if the clutch is missing on this watch, then as you try to wind it, it's not going to wind correctly. See? See, it wants to spin back. So, but if I can hold it down, then it should be able to hold, and we'll see if it's doing anything. And it's not. It's not doing anything right now at this point. So it needs a lot of work. So we're going to go ahead and first thing we're going to do is I'm going to take a sip of my dew, and then we're going to go ahead and get cracking on this. I want to be able to take this watch out of its case. I want to be able to see the dial. I want to see what that dial looks like. I'm not sure what type of dial it is, because the crystal that's on it is complete and total toast at this point. Oh, Lord have mercy on that. So, let's take a look-see on what we can do to get this out of its case. I'm coming and I'm looking. And isn't that confusing? Let me see what happens. And I don't know. First things first. That's just something right there. So wow. That is just a mess. That's a big old mess. So, I'm sorry, Miss Your Watch. I'm going to have to get pretty mean with you. Because, heavens bitsy on that. Ah, there we go. We got that out. Oh, goodness, y'all. See how horrible that is. Oh, wowzers. That looks like that was completely rusted in there. Yeah, that's rust. So, it should now come out of its case. Oh, there we go. Look at that. We got it out of its case. What are we looking at? Well, looky there. I don't know what's happened to this poor watch in its past. I can't really say. But, we'll do something with that, I guess. Got all these crappy little watches to do something with. So, okay. And then we have a piece of it sitting right over there. That's what was clanking around inside. I heard that clanking around. And at first I thought it was going to be part of the watch, but no, it's not. So, yeah. I'm looking for my tweezers. I don't see my actual other tweezers, but okay, so there's part of the watch. So we've got all these little pieces left. And I'm looking at this dial, and that looks like a shit ton of corrosion all over that thing. I don't know if I can even save that. But let me go ahead and put a little bit of alcohol on here. And no. That's just destroying this watch. It has had enough. That's okay. I got an idea for this watch. Even though that's coming off, I have an idea. I have, at my own pace, and let's compare it. Yep, that's going to be a 29 millimeter. I have been working on printing out my little gold, and I have an emblem on there. That's the company that I work for. So, I think I'm going to go ahead and take the rest of this apart. I'm going to use that dial, the brass gold dial, and put that logo on it. And then we're just going to have a brass face. And then I can later add anything to it that I want. So let me go ahead, let me get this up in here. We got that off. Well, that dial's completely and totally broke. Let me put that back on the watch just for a minute. And let me finish cleaning the rest of this off. You know, and that's such a nice looking dial. That is a nice looking dial. So, yeah, see how shiny that is? I'm going to take the rest of that off, and I see that there's still a name emblem right there, which is just perfect for me. Okay, this will be good. This will be a nice little build for me. And if I really wanted to, I wonder if I wanted to put that into a different watch case, which is what I have right here, then I'm wondering if it'll go in there. So, let me see about that. Let me get my case wrench out. Let me get it locked in. Because I would like to see. That is a 29 millimeter. Oh, sorry. This is a 29 millimeter. So let me just put this up here just for a minute. And let's see. Oh, and would you look at that? That's going to fit right on there. So, okay. That's what we're going to do. We're just going to build from scratch this whole watch. We're going to go ahead, we're going to recondition it because I don't like this case. That case I do not like. That is a horrible looking case to me. I don't care for it. It's just garbage as far as I'm concerned. That's going into my bin because I do not want it on there. So, okay, let me go ahead and let me get myself some fluid that I need for cleaning. Okay. And this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put those pieces into my solution. Number one, that's what we're going to start off doing. Because it's going to need a good thorough cleaning anyway. And this watch is so old, I want to think that those hands and everything are original. I mean, that's just what I want to think. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to pick all these up. They can go into here. Okay, now too bad the dial won't go in there. But we're just going to go ahead, we're going to pick all this up. Okay. And we now have them sitting in the cleaning solution. And I'm going to go ahead and just shake it a little bit back and forth like this. Okay. And they're in there, and they can just sit for a little while. That's perfectly fine. I don't need much out of them. They can just sit for a while, and I'll go ahead and shake. And they can just sit there, and they can go ahead and they can start doing what they need to do. And you know what? Let me go ahead. Let me get the rest of that in there. Because I do think I have everything in here. I do see one extra part, and that may have come off that watch. There we go. Now it's in there. So, okay. We've got that on there. Okay. It can just sit there, and it can just do its own thing. And I'm going to go ahead and throw that crown and stem into our solution. And it can just kind of sit there and do whatever it wants to do. So now we're back with our other movement and dial. And so I'm looking because all my cleaning troughs are taking up at the moment. Oh, but I need to make room for just one little piece. Everything seems to be taken up. Oh, isn't that just the way it always is, right when you have something that you're going to do? Something comes along and you just can't do it because you don't have the parts for it. No, I do not. But there is one thing I guess I could do, and that is I have a container here, a little bag. Let me pour some solution into there. Yeah, that bag is holding it. There we go. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this dial that's right here. We're going to put it into this solution. We're just going to let it sit in that solution, and we're going to let it do whatever it needs to do. And we'll just go ahead and let it clean that as well. So, okay, that dial is soaking. We've got the hand for a minute, hour, and second soaking away. Now we're looking at this movement right here. Now let's have a look at this movement. I'm not familiar with this type of movement. Let's see. Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. This is like J17 movement or something. It's 17 joules. Okay, I see that. So, I guess what we're going to do now is, and I just want to see for shits and giggles on it. Let's see what happens with this. Give it a good little cleaning. I want to. You know, it doesn't look so bad. Cleans up fairly nice so far. Okay. So that's the movement that we're stuck with. That movement does not look too bad. I'm not sure why the stem was such an issue like it is. I guess that means I'm going to have to break this all the way down. And so if that is the case, then I guess we'll start breaking it down, won't we? So let's move this out of the way. Let's move that out of the way. Let's come in here. Now, on most watches, of course, if you're just getting into this, you need to understand when you have a watch and you first started working on it, you want to make sure that you do remove the clutch from the watch that is connected to the drum, the clicker. Not, you know, there's a different type of clutches, but this is a clicker clutch. It's what you wind the watch, and you'll hear the tick, 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 tick as you wind it, and then the gears. Well, that's that little clutch moving back and forth on the teeth, and then it stops it from moving forward to unwind. So whenever you do a watch, you want to make sure you push that clutch back so it can unwind itself. Because if you don't, you're going to have little parts going everywhere. And you don't want to lose anything that you're doing. Oh, and I've given a name to my pain. That pain is this particular. Let's get rid of that. Okay. Let's see if I can use this one. Yeah, one's coming loose nice and easy. Okay, there is one. There's one screw. Come in here. Okay. I want to remove that screw. So you got two little screws so far, see? One and two. So I'm going to move these right over here. Okay. Now you got one more screw right here. Got those three screws out. And now what you should be able to do is take this train wheel bridge up. There we go. Okay, so now you got this off. And then there's your train wheels. They're all right here. These little train wheels right here. Okay. Now, that's the inside of that. One thing I am going to do before I proceed any further let me see if I can get in there. Is I'm going to go ahead and take this balance bridge off. I'm going to take the whole balance off. Okay, I do not want that becoming an issue. So now that's loose. I want to remove that so it won't get damaged. Let's move this balance out of the way. Okay, now we can deal with the whole focus of the watch. Because now I can get in here, I can do what I need to do. Now, I know this much. This is what holds the mainspring. So that needs to be removed next. Okay, guys. Got that. Okay. Let's keep that together. Oh, this little pin, for those of you who don't know, those are born to fly. Let's move that right now. Oh, and it just flew. But lucky for me, I know right exactly where it is. So we've got that. can remove that. One of the train wheels. We're dealing with all of this. This is a reverse threaded screw. Let's go ahead and let's get that up out of the way. There we go. Let's remove that other train wheel. Simplicity at its finest, gentlemen. And now, what we really have left after this point is we have to get the escape wheel. Are you familiar with the escape wheel? That's what goes to the balance. And you got the tuning fork as well. Okay. Let's see what we can get off of here. Okay, guys and gals. Got that up. Right under this is your escape wheel and your tuning fork. This is the part of the watch that helps release all that energy and makes your ticking sound. Okay. We got your let's see. There we go. Let's go ahead and grab that. Oops. See? It's your little tuning fork. Oh, just having a... There we go. We've got that. We've got this. Now let's go ahead and go over to this side. We have to get the mainspring out. So there's that. Let's get that out. Let's grab this. And one more screw to go. That was a little bit awkward. Got that. me see what's up with this. Get those moved. Oh, no wonder. Jesus, that was put in there tight. I guess over the years. Okay. And then there we go. Does it for this side of the watch. Now let me see. For the date calendar, there is usually well, that's okay. We'll come back to that in a little bit. But there we go. There's a breakdown of the back portion of the watch. We're going to have to flip it over and remove the calendar wheel. And we're going to have to remove all the other parts of that particular watch. You know. But before I do that, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to stop the video just right here, because I don't think I have much time left on it. I'm going to go ahead and start cleaning these parts. And, you know, honestly, I'm going to put it back together just like this. I want to see if I can clean it enough to get it started, and then proceed to break it down further. I know I got to get that, you know, where the keyless works is. We're going to do some major work on that. But before I do, I want to do a little bit more monkeying around with this movement off camera. I'm very intrigued by this. This particular movement, it does appear to be not as dirty as the others. So, yeah, definitely. And then all these other little pieces that I have, I want to go ahead, I want to put them in for cleaning. And I'm going to go ahead and get those ready. And then I'm going to start on the front. But for right now, let's just stop the video. I don't have much time left. It is just a phone after all. So we'll pick up with part 2 here in a little while. So stay tuned for part 2.